Hello, I am Marlisha, also known as Marlisha Muses, and this is Marlisha's Meanderings. And I thought I would do another book haul because I got a few books. I did cheat a little bit with one of the books that I'm going to be showing you. It was a book haul, either on Christmas or my birthday, I forget which, but I wasn't booktubing then, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. But before I get to those, I just thought I would start with Lilies of the Field. And I read this when I was homeschooling the kids, or we watched the movie and we read it. I loved Sidney Poitier in this. He was really good. The book is probably young adult in terms of the way it's set up. It's got a very nice print to it, larger print. Whoops. Okay. And it's got the German in here. It doesn't have the translation, but it does have German words. When the nun says certain things, she gets excited. I have no idea how to pronounce that because German and I are not friends. I tried to learn German. It was a massive failure. But I love this. I am really excited about reading this again. There are some notes in here. There are some penciled notes in here. I'll be interested in seeing what this reader had to say. It's in pencil, so I can erase it if I want. But boy, she has a lot underlined in here in pencil. But she doesn't really deface the book badly, so it won't affect the read. And I think that's probably a classic cover. So I'm sure most people are familiar with the movie at the very least. Oh, I need to make sure I turn this off here. There we go. Okay. My next book, I woke up one morning and found this on my desk with the note you can see there from my daughter. I don't know if that's backwards. It says, "Mom, do you want this? Looks like I have two, probably from a long time ago." And this, it looks like a really interesting read. I don't really know what it's about. I just kind of glanced over it. It's Elizabeth's Women, The Hidden Story of the Virgin Queen. And I guess it's about her friends and her relationship with her friends. There are lots of pictures in this book. That is Elizabeth as a princess, but it shows her friends. Here's Anne Boleyn, who probably, Anne Boleyn, her mother, and the signet ring that that Anne gave her. I believe that's what it says here. Owned by Elizabeth I, showing portraits of herself and Anne Boleyn. So some of the titles they have on these pictures for people are interesting. I'm trying to see here if I can find one. That there was one that they had a very unfavorable title, and I can't find it. But this looks really good. I'm getting distracted because of the pretty pictures. Lots of color pictures, a few black and white. Oh, Lady Mary Grey, whom the Spanish ambassador described as little, crook-backed, and very ugly, which is not very nice, this lady here. So I'm looking forward to reading this. You don't hear much about Elizabeth and her, I guess maybe her retinue or her ladies in waiting or whatever they are. I'll be looking forward to read that because I don't know a whole lot about her court. So I'm looking forward to that. This one is definitely nonfiction. Yes, I think it is. Not a novel. Yeah, it's history. So I have that. I love this movie. I'm looking forward to reading the book and seeing how closely the movie sticks to the book. This is The African Queen by C.S. Forester. The movie starred Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. And this also has really nice print to it. I should be able to read this just fine. Trying to see if there's any goodies in here. I love to have like little notes or little bookmarks and things. This one doesn't seem to have anything in it. But it doesn't look like it's going to end in the exact same way as the movie did. Yeah. It has a little bit of a different ending. In the movie, they get married by, well, no, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch it. If you haven't seen African Queen, I'm not going to spoil the movie or the book for you. But this, I'm looking very much forward to. I'm hoping that the movie stuck closely to the book, because then I would be disappointed. And I have to say, I don't want to be disappointed in the movie, so I hope the book is close to the movie. This one, what's it called? Mammoth March or whatever it was. I know I missed that, but this I think would qualify. This is Diary of Saint Maria Faustina Kowalska, The Divine Mercy in My Soul. It's still in the, let me take it out of the plastic and we will see if the page count qualifies. Talia found it for me because I gave her the copy she had given me. I gave it back to her, and we want to do a buddy read with this. We're going to read it together. And this is divided, instead of being divided into chapters, it's divided into notebooks. And this is well over 700 pages. The last few pages are pictures of St. Faustina. So this is also a nonfiction. She's from Poland, I guess a contemporary of John Paul II. Let me see, when was she? I think she was a contemporary of Pope John Paul II. Well, maybe I have some dates in here. Yeah, let's see here. Yes, she was. Contemporary of Pope St. John Paul II. So this is all about the Divine Mercy devotion and how it came to be the mercy Jesus wants to give to all his people. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be quite a long read, the way Talia and I read things, a few pages at a time. We'll probably be reading this next year too, but it looks really good. And I had the book before. I don't know if I got rid of it or, because I hadn't read it or what, but I couldn't find it. This is another one that Talia gave to me. She found a really good price for it. She said, we should read this together. It's called Helena by Evelyn Waugh. And I've heard of Evelyn Waugh. I just never read any of his writings. And apparently he has several history books and I think even a few novels. And this one is about St. Helena, the mother of Constantine. So this, I'm looking forward to reading this. It looks like, this is actually a novel. It's a novelization. So it'll be a nice way of learning some of the family dynamics with a grain of salt because it is historical fiction. I'm looking forward to reading this. But I think he did do straight fiction as well. I'm not positive. Well, let me look in the front here. The fiction of Evelyn Waugh. So I guess he did all fiction, but maybe historical fiction. He's got this one of Helena. Here's a bunch of his books in the front here. I don't know if you can see that. And there's more in the back. There's Helena in the back there. My understanding is Officers and Gentlemen and Unconditional Surrender are really good, but I haven't read them. So I'm looking forward to finally reading this author. I've heard many things about him. In fact, when I was a kid, I thought it was a girl because I didn't realize Evelyn could be used as a boy's name until I became older. But this is something I'm looking forward to as well. I'm going to drop all my books if I'm not careful here. This one I wanted to show you guys last time I did the book haul. It's called Offer It Up, Discovering the Power and Purpose of Redemptive Suffering. And the forewords by Bishop James Golka. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we Catholics believe that you can use suffering, if you offer up your suffering in union with what Jesus suffered, then you can help other people. And this is about a person who has been suffering and how she deals with that suffering, offers it up to help others. And I believe that's her stuff. This is put out by Emmaus Road Publishing in Steubenville, Ohio. And some of the chapters are like the road to redemption are stories of suffering, and origin study, where does suffering come from, why suffering, a key to the mystery, the meaning of the cross and how suffering becomes redemptive. So how to offer it up. I'm really looking forward to this. I got one for Talia because she has chronic illness. I wanted to get one for my other daughter who is on the autistic spectrum, but I wasn't sure if she would be ready for it. I'm looking forward to this because there's a level of suffering involved, not just for the people who have chronic illness or who have some kind of disability, but for the people who care for them. And it's important that caregivers are not ignored. And I think this will be helpful for caregivers as well as those who suffer from whatever they're suffering from, be it illness or disability or whatever it is. So this looks like a really good book. Now, the book that the one I'm kind of cheating on is actually a box set. It's a Jane Austen box set that Talia got me either for birthday or Christmas. And Talia is from Talia Nerds Out, in case you don't know. So this is the Jane Austen set that she got me. We've already read Northanger. Well, I don't want to lose the space because the space is where the other one goes. We've already read Northanger Abbey, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. Now, if you ask me which characters go to which book, I won't be able to tell you because I read them so fast that I got them mixed up. I do know they all belong to Jane Austen, but I'm not sure which stories they belong to. The one we're reading next, we're going to start this probably Monday, so tomorrow, is Mansfield Park. Talia says that she thinks I'll like this one a lot. And this one deals with Fanny Price, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's taken me a long time to come to like Jane Austen, and the only reason that Talia was able to get me to read Jane Austen, I read Emma, which is a really hard one to start with. I read part of it, and I said, I don't like this. I'm not reading this, because she drove me nuts. And she said, Mom, I'll read Anne of Green Gables, the series, if you'll read Jane Austen. So she's reading the Anne series, and I'm reading Jane Austen with her. And I did enjoy the first 3 books that I mentioned. This is the next one, and then comes Emma. So we'll see if having a better background and more exposure to the other Jane Austen works, if I find Emma to be more palatable. And then after Emma comes Persuasion, and then Sedition and Other Tales, which I don't know what that means, but so yeah, it's a stash enhancement, sort of. It's a book haul, sort of. It was later a late mention because I didn't book 2 before. So, and you can see all the books. You can see all the books on the side here. Yeah, you can see all the books, the covers of the books on the side. Yeah, okay. So that's basically my book haul for this time around. I would love to know if you guys have had a book haul of your own recently. I think I saw a few up that I have to go watch. And in the meantime, I'm glad that you came to visit with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time I do a video. And I wish you a wonderful Sunday or whatever day it is. God bless. Bye.